Namaste, welcome to the Group 1 Services Orientation Classes telecasted by TSAT. So, you are writing the descriptive examination pattern. So, this is very important. Everyone who are going to write a Group 1 mains examination, you have to tune up your mind, and there should be a shift from objective to descriptive pattern. In objective pattern, you are writing answers. Now, in descriptive pattern, you are going to write the solution. So, why we are repeating this one is means here always our mindset will be in a multiple choice question pattern, but here you have to write the appropriate solution. That is a very important. Today, we are going to discuss the main concept in data interpretation, that is a simple interest and compound interest. So, it is a regularly frequently used term in our daily life transactions. Am I correct or not? So, we will deposit some money in banks or somewhere, and we will get interest, or we will pay the interest on it, maybe a simple interest form or compound interest form. Generally in banks, they will use the compound interest only, correct? So, I am using the word simple interest and compound interest more frequently than what is a simple interest and what is a compound interest. That is a very important. So, when you lend or when you deposit some amount, when you calculate it with a fixed rate of interest, so the rate of interest is fixed. So, the principal amount also fixed for 5 years, for 10 years, whatever it may be. As the number of years increases, the principal amount does not change, and the rate of interest also does not change. Only the change is only the value of interest. That is called simple interest. Whereas in compound interest, when you come into the compound interest, so first year how much amount you deposit or you lended, that will be the principal amount, and the rate of, according to rate of interest, you have to calculate the interest. That interest is also added. That interest is also added to the next year. For the second year, including interest, the principal amount becomes as the principal amount. So, are you understand the difference here? So, in compound interest, we have to calculate interest on interest, that is a compound interest. Interest on interest, that is a compound. Are you understand? Now, so after understanding this, then it is easy to do the questions. Okay, we will see the questions now. The compound interest is 30,000 and rate of interest is 7%. Then there is a total amount of 4,347 rupees. For how many years? That is a question. Okay. So, means what is the given information? See, the principal amount is given, that is P is given 30,000, R is given, that is 7%, A is given, that is per annum, the compound interest I is given, that is 4347, correct, 4347. Then what is N? This is the question. Already you know that 30,000 of 1 plus 7 by 100 whole power n is equal to 34. This is interesting, you have to add this 34,347, correct. So, you can say 1 plus 7 by 100 whole power n, 100 1s are 100, 100 plus 7, 107 by 100 whole power n is equal to 34,347 by 30,000, correct. So, 34 after 34 means you can divide with 3. 3 1s are 3 1s are 3 4s are 3 4s are 3 9s. This is 3
10,000, correct. Now you can simplify it by as this one you can say it as 11,449 by you can say it as this one as 107 whole square and this is 100 square. So, 107 by 100 whole square which is 107 by 100 whole power n.
Here most of you have a doubt. Sir, we feel difficulty to calculate the square roots because how we are going to identify 34,347 means 34,347, that is when you divide this 11,449 is a perfect square. How we are going to find its square root? I will explain a simple method. How we are going to calculate it is 11,449. You are going to find its square root. Then you have to say that you have to pair into 2 to each, correct, means 49 14. Now 1 ones are 1. So, 14 comes twice this number, 1 twice means 2 becomes. So, you will get 14, correct. So, you have to is it sufficient? No, you have to say 0, then you have to say 0. Okay. So, 49 you got it. So, you can bring 49 here. So, means last one is 49. Okay, last one is 49. So, when last one is 49, what you have to do means just recall it. So, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 is the 36, 7 7s are 49. So, here 49 is there. So, you have to say that number is 7 here 7. Now, check it. 7 7s are 49, 7 0 0, 7 2s are 14, correct, means under root 11,449 value is 107. For that reason, I have written as 11,449 as directly 107. Are you understand? See, for this kind of questions, especially if you want to find the compound interest based questions or simple interest based questions, you will be perfect or you have a good practice in finding the square roots and cube roots, because mostly the number of years may be given as 2 years or 3 years. Sometimes you have to find the square root, sometimes you have to find the square of the number, sometimes you have to find the cube root, or sometimes you have to find the cube of the number. This is a very important. Clear? Just now that is the reason I said how to find the square of a number, the long division method. I use that method and I find the answer, correct. Okay. Now, we will see. So, how many years he lended for the amount of 30,000. So, becomes as a 34,347, our interest will be 4,347 for 2 years, clear. Okay. Now, we will see what will be the compound interest on a sum of 25,000 after 3 years at the rate of 12% per annum. 12 PCPA means a 12% per annum. That is the reason simply we call it as a 12 PCPA. Is it clear? So, what is the given information? The principal amount is given 25,000 and the number of years is given 3 years and the rate of interest is given 12%. Then what is the formula? As you know that, so is the total amount A equal to P of 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. That is P is 25,000, 1 plus R is 12 by 100 whole power n, n is 3, correct. So, you can say 4 3s are 4 25s are means 25,000 into 1 plus 25 ones are 25 plus 3 28. So, its value is 28 by 100 whole cube, or you can 25 this means 25,000 to 28 of 28 of 28 by 25 of 25 of 25. 25 ones are 25,000, correct.
25 ones are 25 40s. So you have a 40 28 correct, yeah. So when you multiply this 28 of 28 of 28 means you have to find a 28 whole cube, okay, 28 whole cube. Now I will give a simple method how to find the cube of a number. 28 cube this. Generally this one you are going to learn in Vedic mathematics concept. How you are going to? What you have to do means here, see, the first you have to say 28 cube, no. Now you have to say first 2 cube means 8, 2 square means 4, 4 8s are 32, correct, okay, 4 8s are 32. Next 2 of 8 square 128 and 8 cube means here 64, 5 and 2. Now double of these numbers 64 256, 5 and 2 2, add this 51 here, 128 plus 6 134 plus 50 184 384, 385, 385 means plus 5, 385 plus 50, 385 plus 50, 435 means 5, 4, 3. 64 means say 5, 6, 6, okay. So it is 6, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 6, 13 means 13 means will be 13 here, 13 plus 8 21. So its value is just 28 cube means 21,652. So here I use the concept of Vedic mathematics concept to find the 28 cube means. Actually I didn't did anything different, just the formula means a plus b whole cube. What is a plus b whole cube? A cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. If you use that formula, then you may get calculation. Here first I did a cube, a square b, ab square plus b cube. Here ab square, a square b. So this twice of this means here this total becomes 3a square b, this 3ab square. See, like when you practice the simple tricks in the calculation of finding cubes, finding cube roots, finding squares and finding square roots, when you use all these things, definitely that will become so very simple to you to get the answer, correct. So after calculation of this, you will get 35,123 rupees 20 paise. So this is the total amount. So what is required? Compound interest required. So you have to subtract 25,000 from 35,123 means 10,123 rupees 20 paise is the compound interest at the rate of 12% per annum for the 3 years on the amount 25,000. Is it clear? Like you can calculate it. Now next question. What rate of compound interest per annum will a sum of 1200 rupees becomes as 1348.32 paise in 2 years. So what is the given information here? A is given 1348.32. So P is given 1200 rupees. So 148 rupees 32 paise is the interest, correct. Then what is the formula actually? What is the formula? A equal to P of 1 plus R by 100 whole power n, correct. P is 1200, 1 plus R is how much? Is what you have to find, that is R by 100, n is for 2 years, is equal to, okay, and minus 1200 equal to 148.32, correct. So now you can say simply as you have to multiply whole square 1200 of this one here, This is A. So, now we have to send 1 plus r by 100 whole square as 1348.32 rupees as the total amount by principal amount. So, r you can say multiply with 100, then it becomes 1348.32 by 12 means 1,20,000, correct. Now, simplify with you are going to divide the same one with 2, 8 or whatever it may be, that is. So, maybe you go for a 12 no. So, you are divided with 12 because it becomes as 12, then means 10,000. When you divide this one will 11,236. So, 11,236 you have to find the square root. Now, see it 11,236. How to find the square of it? How you are going to do it? So, pair the each 2 digits. You have 1. So, 1 ones are 1, correct. So, you have to take 12 now. Take the double of this number 2, but 2 is not sufficient, correct. That is the reason you say here 0, here also 0. Here now you can bring 2 more digits, means it is 1236. If the last digit is 6, then you have to take 4 or 4, 4 is 16, 6 is 36. So, I am taking a bigger number 6, here also 6, 6 is 36, 6 2 is 12. How much you got it as? 106, am I correct? Then under root 11,236 is how much? 106, that is it. So, 11,236 by 10,000 you can write it as 106 by 100 whole square. Here square you can eliminate the square, then 1 plus r by 100 is equal to 106 by 100, or r by 100 is equal to how much? 106 by 100 minus 1, that is 6 by 100. You can cancel r by 100 and 6 by 100 on both sides. 100 and 100 get cancelled. R is equal to how much? 6%. That is it. Clear? So, R equal to simply 6%. This is a very important. Maybe you identified, especially for doing the compound interest and simple interest, you have to get a perfection in finding square roots and cube roots. This is the most important. Now, we will see one more question, a simple question. The least number of complete years in which a sum of money put out at 20% compound interest will be more than doubled. The least number of complete years in which a sum of money put out at 20% compound interest will be more than doubled. It is given. More than double means it is greater than, correct? Okay. Now, we have to say that value as, what is the formula? P of 1 plus R is how much? 20% is given, 20 by 100 whole power n, this the total amount will be more than double of the amount, means 2p, correct, means 21s are 25s. This p will go outside, this p and this p get cancelled, correct. 5 1s are 5, 5 plus 1 6, 6 by 5 whole power n is greater than 2. Okay, 6 by 5 whole power n. As you know that 6 power 5, now we are giving a values, random values is given. Otherwise, you can say 6 power n by 5 power n is greater than 2 also, like better to go on mathematical induction method. I am going to give n equal to 1, that 6 by 5 is greater than 2, is it correct? No, 6 by 5 is 1.2, not more than 2, not cos. N equal to 2, 6 by 5 means nothing but it is 36 by 25, means if it is more than 50 then only it will be 2, so it is not possible. N equal to 3, n equal to 3 means 6 6 then 216 by 125, 125 2 is a 250, it is also not more than 2. Now, we go for n equal to 4, means here 6 of 6 of 6 of 6, okay, n equal to 4, 36 correct. 36 means 6 6 is 36, 6 3 is 13, 18, 6 3 is 18 plus 21 here, 3 6 is 18, 1 10, 6 9 10. How much you got? 1296. So 6 to the power of 4 is 1296 and 5 to the power of 4 is 625 correct. 5 5 is 25, 25 5 is 125, 125 5 is simply 625. So 625 means 1296 by 625 is more than 2. So the least number which satisfies the given equation 6 by 5 whole power n is greater than 2 is n equal to 4. Means the number of years to get when you take 20% compound interest, the amount will be doubled is n equal to 4 years. Maybe you can recall this concept for recurring deposits. Maybe just recall that in recurring deposits, when you fixed the amount for 5 years, previously 5 years, later than 7 years, as the rate of interest is decreases, now that scheme is not using now, but mostly 5-10 years back there is fixed deposits are there. When you deposit some amount for 5 years, the amount will be doubled, or for 7 years the amount will be doubled. Means for 7 years the amount will be doubled, then you can now observe it. If the rate of interest is 20%, so when you deposit the same amount for 4 years, this amount will be doubled, correct? The amount will be doubled. Like at that time they are using the same concept for the fixed deposits. Now we will see one more question. Albert invested an amount of 8,000 rupees in a fixed deposit scheme. Now just now I said fixed deposit scheme, no? Okay. For 2 years at a compound interest 5% per annum. How much amount will Albert get on maturity of the fixed deposit? How much amount he will get? It is very simple. So the principal amount is how much? P equal to 8,000. And what is the number of years? Which is 2 years. And what is the rate of interest? 5%, correct? Then you have to calculate the total amount. So how much you got it? A is equal to P of 1 plus R by 100 whole power n, that is P 8,000, 1 plus R is 5 by 100 whole square, or 8,000, 1 by 1 is 5 20s means 21 by 20 whole square, or 8,000 21 by 20 of 21 by 20. 20 is how much it is? 400, and this is 20. 21 is 441. 441 20 is 820. 820. That's it. Clear? So like you can calculate the amount. So when the question is a direct one, so there is no difficulty at all, because only substitution of the value. Sometimes the questions like very straight and you can get the answer by substituting the values in the known formula, then you will get answer. Sometimes there may be some logic. So, but you are writing a group 1 examination. Don't feel all the questions are in the difficult level at the same time. All the questions are like this question are very simple. Okay, it's a combination. It's amalgam of all these questions. Okay, next. The effective annual rate of interest corresponding to a nominal rate of interest 6% per annum payable half yearly. What is the rate of half yearly means is given. So the effective annual rate of interest, how much it is? Corresponding to a nominal rate of interest 6% per annum. So already I said, so we doesn't know that is 6%, but it is given as is payable half yearly. The rate of interest is 6%. Correct? For half yearly it becomes as 6 by 2%, that is 3%. So you can calculate For example, for unknown amount you will say 100 into, this is principal amount, into 1 plus 3 by 100 whole square, correct. Okay. Now you can say means 100, 100 ones are 100 plus 3, 103 by 100 of 103 by 100. This 100 and this 100 get cancelled. 103 of 103 means 10,609 by 100. You can say 10.609. 10.609, okay, 10.609. When it is 10.609, we can say that is 106.09, correct. Then total amount is 100, it is 6.09. So, yeah. Once you say it is 6.09 means here the rate of interest will be 6.09. Clear. Now, we will see one more question. The simple interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at 8% per annum of half of the compound interest is 4,000 for 2 years at 10% per annum, then the sum placed on simple interest is. The simple interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at 8% per annum is given. Half yearly compounded interest for 4,000 rupees for 2 years for 10% per annum. Okay. So, now we are going to calculate for compound interest. Principal amount is 4,000, 1 plus rate of interest is 10 whole square. You have to subtract the principal amount 4,000, correct. 10 ones are 10 tens are means it is a 4,000 of 11 by 10 of 11 by 10 minus 4,000, correct. So, you can say this 100 and this 100 will get cancelled. 40 of 121 minus 4,000, it is simply 840 rupees. So, when you consider the amount 4,000 rupees for 2 years at the rate of interest 10% per annum is 840. But if you calculate a certain sum for 3 years at 8% per annum, okay. So, 8% per annum, that is I is equal to PTR by 100, correct. Or you have to calculate the amount P is going to be required, correct. P is going to be required means you can say what is the rate of interest P is required. P is equal to 100 I by TR. 100 I is half of it, half yearly, correct. So, 420 by 3, 8. So, means here you can say as 3 ones 3 140s, correct, and you can say 2 4s 2 270s 2 2s 235s 3500 3500 by 2 1750. So, answer is 1750. Clear. In this manner you can calculate the amount. This is a very important. Maybe you understand things definitely. A simple interest and a compound, you should understand the basic difference of these two. Formulas are very simple. I is equal to PTR by 100 for simple interest, for A equal to P of 1 plus R by 100 whole power n in compound interest. When you know these two formulas, that is a very simple. Only thing is the prerequisites are the basic information you require to do to perform the solutions perfectly is simply you have to calculate the square roots and cube roots and finding cubes and finding squares.
This is very important. Then it's a very simple. Maybe I think so. You understand the simple interest and compound interest a very simple manner. So for this practice, you have to practice the textbooks of 8th and 9th class textbooks and R.S. Agarwal book or CBSE ICSE textbooks for 8th and 9th standard. There is a commercial mathematics concepts is there, arithmetic chapter is there. So when you practice all these books, definitely it helps you to get the more information, more practice. Okay, so we will meet you in another episode with one more concept. Until then, namaste.